Hi, this is Anna Imagination with a Healing Garden, and welcome to Authenticity City's Shifting Perspectives. Now, I am going to look up the word dementia because dementia, not even spelled the same, is it? Not a specific disease, but rather a general term for the impaired ability to remember, think, or make decisions that interferes with doing everyday activity. Interesting. I think I want to just sit here for a minute. I do this a lot where I'm going to leave it marked as the 11th hour, even though I'm pretty sure now that I'm in the 10th. I have to go back on that because there was a lot of confusion, which is fantastic because at some point I wondered, is there a midway point? And if that's the case, then I was able to record the midway point of 10. So there's 10 and then 10.5 and then 11. So I will change that to 10.5. No, it wasn't even 10.5. It was 9.5 to 10. Yeah. So my 10 is going to be changed to a 9.5. This is the stuff that's been inside of my head all my life. This is the stuff that I have played with since I was a child. When I went to the land of make-believe, this is where mine was. I grew up there. My therapists told me I was not allowed to have it. They told me that was dissociation. No, it's not. Dissociation is the action one does. It's an avoidant. Imagination is actually playtime. If you are told that you dissociate, I see it now. I see the subtlety in the diagnosis, and that's the problem. Dissociation is a complete lack. It is a shutdown. It is flopping. No emotion. Blank stare. Similar to depression. That is dissociation. Imagination. Unable to change the situation, so you imagine and you step into the other dimension where you can escape the trauma while you're in another dimension without allowing that to come into your memory. That is dimensional walking. That's what it feels like. You're dimensional walking. When you imagine it and you're escaping there. Now, it's not the imagination that's the problem. That's what they teach you in therapy. That's not the problem. This is where the subtlety is. It is the reason. So I'm going to show you something. You can say that alcohol, pills, shopping, you can say anything you want. Sex, gambling. You take all of that and it comes down to the same thing. You are avoiding. Because you're avoiding, you are seeking out all of those things. But there's one more on that list that no one knows about, except me. And that is imagination. And dimension walking. So I did have an addictive personality. I had a habit of walking in dimensions. Every time you read a book, you are walking in a dimension. Every time you watch TV, you are walking in a dimension. Every time you watch a play, you are dimension walking. Every time you listen to me tell you a story, you are dimension walking. But you're only a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old. This is how 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds play with dimension when they're babies. I told you, your growth is stunted. Now, this is my favorite part. You are not dissociating at all. What you are doing is you are a dimensional walker. We are a race of people called oneists. And oneists are obsessed with one. It is our weakness. It's also our longest running gag. Because it's me. And I'm 5. A oneist is a dimensional walker. You see, a oneist, there's only one. It's a population of one. And that is lonely. So the oneist had to evolve. And because it's a population of one, and there's no possible way she could have split, she split a different way. She split using dimension. She gave herself multiple personality disorder. Because she turned the dimension inward. Clever. Very clever. Are we all just, I don't want to be that. I want to be a Rick and Morty episode. No, we're going to be the Rick and Morty episode. I don't want that to be, I want to be a Rick and Morty episode. Maybe that's why. Oh, all right. This is so worse than the Rick and Morty episode. All right, so she ends up with split personality, and her imagination goes inward for all eternity, because 1 times 12 times infinity, and it just keeps going. And this is one of her stories. Now, children have toys, and hers was her imagination. What would you do with eternity if you were 5 years old and all alone? You would make friends. So she did what all 5-year-olds do, and she wished her dolls alive. And that is how we received free will. We're just stories. But it's really important that a story remembers that it's a story, or it becomes a reality. Or you had better be really good at writing a happy ending. You see, I love riddles, and I love mystery, and I love books, and I love story. And if this were my story, then I would be the first one awakened, because I read that in a book somewhere. And I would grow up in a place that abused me, but trained me. Abused me, but taught me. Abused me, but strengthened me. Abused me and taught me dignity and humility. And then I would rise up. And it would be such a healing that I would say things like, I don't want anyone to be left behind. And little did she know that she was a god. Little did she know that she was the goddess of manifestation. And then the universe tugged at her and said, learn and read. And she said, I want to be the smartest person on the planet. And the intuition said, read this book. And then I would read Sherlock Holmes. And I would say things like, I want to be as smart as him. And the universe said, read this book. And the more I read, the more I made wishes. I made so many wishes. In 2015, I walked into therapy and they told me I would have my condition forever. That wasn't good enough for me. I said, want to bet? I had 20 years of psychology and philosophy under me, and I had already taken care of Stockholm Syndrome, and I had triadic healing. So, 5 years later, my mind belongs to me again. But at some point during my healing journey, I used the words, I want all of my mind restored to me. I want all of my mind restored to me. I thought I had to integrate multiple personalities. Turns out we all have multiple personalities, because that's what dementia is. It got turned inward. It feels like we're moving closer to her. It doesn't feel like we're going away. It feels like we're becoming closer. That's what it feels like. It feels like we're going home. It feels like we're going home. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm looking for my people. If this feels right, if it feels good, and if it gives you joy, you are probably my people. Click on the link below. Take a look through it. That is my city's directory. Authenticity City is an abstract city. My city. She is my dimension. She is my beautiful baby. And she is my societal experiment to teach people mindset. more specifically, how to heal using just mindset. Thank you. And may the kindest of words always find you.